Right. We're going to start this off the right way this time, chat. Thanks for joining in for this Talky Tuesday community catch-up live stream podcast clickbait spectacular by making sure the sound is right, because there's been a couple of occasions where the sound hasn't been right, where this thing hasn't been plugged in, and instead it's been picking it up through the laptop mic that's in front of me. And last time I asked, is the sound okay? The chat said yes, when quite clearly it wasn't. So the Last Imperial, Andy H, Niall Walsh, Adams, is the sound okay? Sound is fantastic. The Last Imperial can't hear me. Sam Smoother says hello. Mick the Machine says it's okay. Now, I don't know whether to trust you on this one, because the last week, what shame about the video. We're started off like that. Sound is all good. Chris can't spell sound. It's got a U in it. I don't know why. It shouldn't be SOND. It's all good. Are we sure it's all good? Because the last time I asked, last week, is the sounds okay? You all went, if it was in America, it'd be y'all. You all went yes, and it wasn't. And we found out halfway through that the sound was... I do trust in the Mechanicum, okay, Mick? I trust in the Mechanicum. I praise the Omnisire nightly. I rub oil on all the bits that need to be oiled. You've got to keep it oiled up. You've got to keep it well lubricated. And the things... Your sound is good. Thank you, Nox Minis. But is it good, or is it good? I mean, hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Is it on? Hi, Norm Queen Alexis. Welcome to the chat. We've just started. We're just checking the sound. You're someone I can trust. You're a YouTuber. Check out Norm Queen Alexis on YouTube. Is the sound okay? Because we had a problem last week when the sound wasn't okay. Now I'm asking these guys if the sound's okay, and I don't know if I can trust them anymore. They said the sound's okay, but the video's not so good. But apparently, I mean, I'm happy. The video not being that good is kind of my MO. The sound is fine. Thank you, Norm Queen. You can trust a queen. She's royalty after all. Mother of the hive mind. You have to trust that shit, you know? Last week's sound was... I can't read that. There's a thing. See, in the bottom of the... When you're doing this stuff, you know the love heart emoji that you can put on in the messages? By the way, can I get a love heart spam in the chat, please, to see if that thing is actually working? Well, it covers the bottom right of the script thing as it rolls upwards. There's 1, 2, 3. We've got a couple of love hearts, so it's working. Good, right. Hi, Tomo. Thanks for coming. Hi. There is an old... Yes, the sound is good, dude, says Mick the Machine. Mick the Machine, you're so generous. Thank you for your contribution to my mortgage. I really appreciate you. In this economy, he's still contributing to the chat. Lots of love hearts there for Mick the Machine. Thank you. So... what was I talking about? I can't remember what I was talking about. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to this Talky Tuesday live stream. Welcome. Evening all, what question can't we ask? You can ask any questions tonight, as long as it's not politics and religious, because this is an escapist zone. This is where we go to get away from politics and religion. This is where we go to talk about the hobby and things. So you can ask anything you want. Really, you could ask about politics or religion in the worlds of Warhammer 40k, but anything you want, we can talk about that. We were talking about stuff and things last week at the end of the death, but you couldn't. But we're not talking about that. We did the spoily ones. Yes. The Night Haunter. The 13th has not turned traitor. You're a friendly neighborhood inquisitor. How would you know? You're a friendly inquisitor. I don't know if I've ever seen such a thing, but what color are your socks? Black with green bits. I mean, I preferred it when there was carpet on the floor. Why she put down this flooring, I don't know. It's slippy all over the place. You can hear it when people are walking around in the room. When dice is dropped, it sounds like... Instead of the nice bouncy noise it made before, you can hear every drop dice, which doesn't count now. But no, she wanted to get rid of the carpets. Now I have slippers. Slippers. I didn't have slippers before, but I need slippers because we've got hard goddamn floors everywhere, except for the little bit up the stairs and in the landing. That bit, carpet on. Everywhere else, hardwood floors. She wanted... No. We decided it would be better. It's not better. What's another good lion book, please? Took your advice and listened to The Son of the Forest. Currently on the second listen. Yes. So Son of the Forest with the... that's a good book. What's a good lion book? Nope, can't think of another one. Wipe clean floors are important at our age. You know, there's always a spillage on aisle 4 in the supermarket. If you need to go in the supermarket, my supermarket, aisle 4 is the one. It is a security camera blind spot. So if you're really... That's where the spillages are in my local Asda. Security camera blind spot. If you're in the local Asda, North Swindon, Orbital, aisle 4. That's where you want to go. I'm reading Warhawk. I'm wondering where the Warhawk is in the book. Yeah, that's a good question. I think he is the... He's up in the sky somewhere. Lion, the Witch, and the Heresy. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Classic books. I like the one with the witch and... What? Why are orcs best? Because they always win. So long as they fight, they're winning. Lion King is one of the greatest movies of all time, by the way. The Lion King is a good... Watch The Lion King. Best movies of all time, chat. Best movies. Ban the woman only geeks here. I don't know. That's a weird way of introducing yourself to the stream. Claude Tunstall Richards. That's very ism and phobe. That's weird. Are you joking? What are you talking about? I don't understand you. Click on that. Put user in timeout. I can put him in a timeout or her in a timeout. I'm just doing it. Let's do 30 minutes. I've never done this before. Done. I don't know what that means. I'm scared of it, so it's gone. Greatest movies of all time, chat. Okay, greatest movies of all time in my top 5. One of them would be The Lion King. I would say The Lion King is definitely up there. You know, time to post my social media to see who loves me online. Time to post a picture with an inspirational quote. It's deep and will get likes. Have you seen that one? That's a YouTube thing. That's really good. No, he's gone. He's timed out. He's gone. He's gone. Starship Troopers, not one of the greatest movies of all time. Starship, no, I wouldn't. It's a good movie. Look, A Bridge Too Far, great movie. Jurassic Park 1, great movie. Goodfellas, great movie. Aliens, boom, top 5. You hit it there. You hit it there. Aliens, Lion King. I'm in agreement with you. Can we have some lore on the High Fleet Hydra, please? It's my new painting project. No, Adam Sand, you've come to the wrong place. I haven't got the lore shades on. Back to the Future. Great movie, by the way. Not in top 5. The Last Imperial, thank you for your donation. Really appreciate you. Thank you for helping pay my mortgage. In this economy, stepping up to the plate, appreciate it. Why? Who would have made the better heir to the Emperor, and why would it have been Conrad Kurz? Who would have made the better heir to the Emperor? Why? Good guy, Conrad Kurz. He's the Judaseer. He is the Force. He was designed. They were all designed with a goal in mind, and he was going to be the judge. He was going to be the legal. He was going to be the dude. He was going to be like Cagney and Lacey in the 41st millennium, right? So he was probably a good heir. But I wouldn't have made him the heir. You'd probably want Vulcan, wouldn't you? Or maybe Valdor. Something like that. Or Loken. Top Gun, close, no cigar. Donnie Darko is a nice movie, but come on. It's not one of the greatest movies of all time, is it? Predator. I hadn't thought of putting Predator in one of the top 5. Predator is good. Predator is one of the best action movies ever, as well as Terminator, Green Tile, Judge Judy, 40K. No, Terminator. Would it be in my top 5? I mean, no one's mentioned Lord of the Rings yet, and obviously that is one movie. And no one's mentioned The Matrix yet, the first Matrix movie, the only movie in my life, only movie in my entire life, where I've walked out of the theatre, purchased a ticket, and walked back into the theatre again. So that's like, what have we done? We've done Aliens, we've done Lion King, we've done Matrix, we've done Lord of the Rings. There's room for one more, people. Life of Brian, close. Brazil is really good. I like it. Baby Driver is a good one, but it isn't a top 5, is it? How did a space Mongol end up on the planet of Mongols instead of Fulgrim? I don't know. These are one of the dark, interesting, complicated questions we have to ask about the worlds of Warhammer 40k. I don't think Fulgrim would have fitted in there very well because there was lots of plains and eagles and grass and not a lot of palaces and statues and TV shows for him to appear on. Holy Grail, greatest movie of all time, top 5. Reservoir Dogs, 13th Warrior, no. Mad Max 2, no. Stand By Me, good, no. These are all good. I'm not saying these are bad. Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, no. These are all good. I'm not saying they're bad. I've got another one rolling around in my brain and it can't come from my brain down through bits of my head, out of my mouth, into, I can't think of what the 5th one is, but it's one that everyone says all the time as one of the greatest movies of all time, and it's stuck in there in my top 5, and if I don't put it in my top 5, I will not be able to sleep tonight. What is it? Shawshank! Nurgle Pete, Shawshank Redemption, one of the greatest movies of all time, one of my top 5. Yes. The last 30 minutes of Avengers Infinity War, just the last 30 minutes. Not the first, just the last 30 minutes of the Avengers Infinity War. I like it. What about the rest of the Avengers Infinity War? The Infinity War #1 is really good. But yeah, that would probably be my top 5. What do we come with? Lion King, Aliens, Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Shawshank Redemption. I think that's rather an eclectic mix. Yeah. There might be another one that slots in there, but that's what you're fighting with. To get another one in there, you'd have to push out the Shawshank Redemption. To get another one in there, you'd have to push out the OG Matrix. To get another one in there, you'd have to push out Aliens. I had a game today with someone called Badger, not Badger King, if he's in the chat, but Badger. He's not a king of the Badgers. He's just a member of the constituency. And he didn't like the first Aliens. He said, no, I'm not a big fan of the first Aliens. And I still played 40k with him. That's how tolerant I am. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Classic, man. Bueller. Debbie Dallas. No Country for Old Men is a great movie, but it's not exactly one of those barnstormers that you can watch 10 times over, is it? I mean, the coin toss scene, great. But a lot of the stuff happens off camera, lots of the significant bits. It's the Coen brothers, and I love the Coen brothers. I mean, Big Lebowski, anyone? I love them. Event Horizon. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Mine has 3 animated movies, oddly enough. A Monster Calls, Prince of Egypt, The Lion King, The Iron Giant, and Jurassic Park 1. You, my friend, are an absolute geek, and I love you. Smokey and the Bandit. That is a deep cut. Oh dear. Was it Anyway But Loose with the orangutan called Clyde? Was that one? Turn left, Clyde. That's a right on your side. Or is that a left on your side? I don't know. That's my right arm. So that's probably left on your side. Anyway, hi chat. Thanks for popping by. Appreciate you stopping by for this Talky Tuesday. Tremors 1990 is good. Tremors 1990 is good. Howdy, Dats and Des. Saving Private Ryan gives me PTSD. Saving Private Ryan is good. These are all good movies. Saving Private Ryan, fantastic movie. But hello. Welcome to this Talky Tuesday. We have Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings. What is that? Mad Max, Friday the 13th series. What, all of them? Including number 5? Is there a number 5? All of them. What is HTTYD? Norm Queen Alexis. What is that? How the trees. How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, you're such a girl. Love it. No, that's not. That's, it's nice, but it's definitely leans to more the girly side of things. If it was, it's not How to Train Your Dragon if you're a boy. It's how to use the dragon and destroy all the bad guys with explosions and strap laser beams on the side of his head. But train the dragon? No. Boy movies are how to kill the dragon. It's but I like it. Yeah. Nice. Apocalypse Now. Watch Fury recently. It's a decent enough film, Fury. I mean, it's hard to find good war movies, isn't it? It's hard to find good ones that aren't like from the 60s, like The Dirty Dozen and stuff like that. There's been a couple of decent modern war movies. I think The Covenant from Guy Ritchie, which came out recently, awesome. Obviously, we've got Black Hawk Down, awesome. But actually finding good war movies... there was the one in Benghazi, 13 hours or 28 hours or 24. That one was pretty good as well. It's great, and I'll sick my legions on anyone that says otherwise to How to Train the Dragon. Is there anyone else out there? Hands up in the chat if How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon is one of your favorite movies. Hands up in the chat. Because I mean, am I the anomaly? Are we the baddies with these skull and crossbones? Are we the baddies here? Am I the baddie? Platoon is awesome. Yeah, that's a great one. Like, I mean, modern war movies. There was a lot of movies in the 80s and the 90s which were Vietnam movies. You notice they did a load of Vietnam movies after, like a decade or two after that conflict. But they haven't done loads of war movies yet about all the conflicts after. I feel like war movies is one of those that could do with a comeback. I mean, we're all 40Kers here. We're all hobbyists here. We like a bit of war. We like explosions. We like the heartache. We like the heartache and the sadness and the tragedy and the overcoming and the heroism and the impossible odds of rolling 10 ones and then rolling a 6. We love these things. We love the war things. Ultramarine the movie is not a good movie. Did you ever see Animatrix? That series of short videos generally broke me as a young and no. I'm going to write it down. Hi, Steve, not Rob. I see you. Looking forward to our first game of Are we playing Horus Heresy next month, Steve? And the Matrix. Steve, when you come here, Steve, not Rob, on the 10th of March, which is a Sunday, and we're doing Heresy, are we? If it's your first game of Heresy, did I say that it's unlikely that we'll be able to film it because it's your very first game? But if you've had a couple of games of Heresy beforehand, then we can probably film it. Did we talk about this, or was this just an idea because I'm an ideas guy, not a planner? My wife, she's a planner. She likes lists. She writes lists about lists sometimes. Sometimes I find a list about other lists. Anyone else like lists out there? Lists of things. This is me. Look. This is I'm ideas. Warzone Heresy Scotland. Check them out on Facebook. I'm ideas. I'm not plans. Anyone else like lists? There was no hands up in the chat, by the way, to How to Train Your Dragon. Norm Queen Alexis makes lists. She likes lists. My wife likes lists. No one else likes How to Train Your Dragon, though. I'm sorry. I have like 20 sticky notes in my books. Nice. I'm a sticky note kind of guy, not a list kind of guy. Sire Esco, I missed that. Sorry. Thank you for joining the 13th Fleet, you legend. Thank you for coming in at Tier 1. That gives you the custom badges and all the images and things like that. And thank you to all the fleet members out there. Thank you for supporting me in this way, whether you're a Tier 1, Tier 2 or Tier 3, or one of the very, very rare Tier 4s. Tier 1, you get the stickers. Tier 2, you enter my Discord. Tier 3, you get an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday, and you keep the lights on. And without you, my wonderful community, there'd be no videos for anyone else. because I couldn't afford to do this. I'd have to get a real job. Sam Botempo has joined the 13th at tier 3. Thank you both. Thank you, Siri Esco. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Serenity. Someone put Serenity up there. Oh, Firefly and Serenity. Serenity can't be one of the best movies of all time, can it? Because they killed Wash. But Firefly is probably the greatest sci-fi TV show ever made. Like shows, series. You know How to Paint Your Games Workshop Dragon. If we get a tier 5, there's no tier 5. Like tier 4 is for people who just want to throw money at me. Like I got a Patreon as well, but I could put in like a tier 5, £1,000. I mean, you said if we get to tier 5, do we get a weekly dinner at yours? Well, the last Imperial, it depends where I pitch the tier 5. Say I pitch the tier 5 at like £100, then yeah, I think we could do a monthly dinner. Depends. Yeah, she's a great cook. She's a lovely cook. Ah, dear. Will I be doing a limited run on the dice? Yes, I did. Steve, no. The dice are all sold out. I'll be doing some dice at some point in the future. We're probably looking at about a year away. We'll probably go for another color. The reason why we do it in limited runs, I do it in limited runs, is many-fold. One of the folds is don't make much money on dice, so it's a lot of work for not much return. It's mainly about getting dice out in there in the community so people see my faces when they're rolling them at the Games Workshop store or at their local claiming stop or stuff like that. It's about promotion. 2, it's about giving the community and giving you guys something nice and shiny to roll with. And 3 is a way of supporting me. It does give me. There is a bit of kickback, but it's it's not like selling Ferraris or anything. So it's a lot of effort for not a lot back, apart from the promotion, apart from the feels goody things, apart from the fact that when I go to events and see people rolling my dice, I go, they're rolling my dice. I love them a little bit right now. That sort of thing. It's mainly to make me feel good. So I'm going to do some more. But in the future, and the run will probably be even smaller because I thought, hubris. What hubris is this? I thought I'd shift those dice like in a week or 2. I thought I'd shift them in a month. I hoped I'd shift them in a week or 2. It took months. The demand just ain't there. So next time we'll do some. Do your dice come pre-baked like Valrax? Oh dear. Dear. There is a tier 4, yes, and it's not just for Ginger Steve to write off his taxes, no, but there is a tier 4, and there is a patron. And Steve, yes, Steve Not Rob, thanks for... I asked you that question about 10 minutes ago, Steve Not Rob, about did we talk about the things, and your answer is yes, you did. I'll ask another question, and I'll look for your reply 10 minutes later. Are we supposed to be filming it? Did you message me? If you WhatsApp me or anything? It's a month away. You know me. There's no point into... Actually, I don't even know why I'm asking you because you'll tell me. I'll forget it. This week, hello, Go For It Painting. Norm Queen Alexis, I need to get your dice at some point. There's no dice, Norm Queen. We just mentioned there's no dice at the moment. I've got 38 red ones left next door because I lost 2 of them and I kept 2 packs of 20. And 20 blue ones next door, and that's it. And the 20 blue ones were a gift from Rapscallion because... he wanted to give me dice because he knew I was waiting so long for my dice to turn up. So he bought and made his own dice with my image on and gave them. So I can never give them away. No filming. Okay, it's just about throwing down, doing some heresy. Thank you, Steve Not Rob. You'll need to remind me later on. Dice, baby. Dung, 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 dung. Right, where are we? Have I done the intro yet? Have we introduced ourselves yet? Hi, I'm Winters. Nice to meet you. How much is it to join the Mug Club? I'm in the USA. Welcome to everyone who is currently in the Mug Club. I sold 1 mug in the last week. For each mug, I get $1.99 from $2.99 from YouTube. Go to, I don't know how much it costs for America, but if you go to the shop along the top of the YouTube store, click on that. It will take you to the shop. You'll find the mugs. Thank you to whoever bought a mug in the last week. You are a legend. Welcome to the Mug Club. There's 48 of us now. It's like a tribe. That includes this one. And I've got some exciting new announcements for the 48 people in the world who are actually out there. We have stickers. We have Mug Club member stickers, which you can stick to the side of your mug. You can stick to the side of your dog. You can stick to the side of your unicorn. You can stick to the side of your painting box. But Mug Club stickers for members of the Mug Club as well, which you have to buy as well. I'm not giving them out. What do you think I am? Made of money in this economy? I got no money. You give me the money. I do the things. I don't have money. I mean, where are we? Have we done the intros? Chat, have I done the intros? You got to go and be a Viking. See you later and have a good stream. Norm Queen, thanks for stopping by. Check out Norm Queen Alexis on YouTube. Go and be a Viking. I understand Iceland is burning down right now. I think Iceland's burning down on most Tuesdays. But a part of it is definitely burning down right now. Go out there, be a Viking, take your ship to a faraway land, and remember, burn your boats behind you. If you don't have a plan B, if you don't have a fallback, always burn the boats behind you. Keep going forward. Keep going forward for all the pillaging. I'd say the R word, but YouTube probably wouldn't like it. Siri Esco, thank you for your $5 American. Hi, Winters. You told me to let you know when I finished my 40k animation. Well, it's finished. Cheers. Nice. Thank you for letting me know that you finished your 40k animation. At the moment, in the middle of all of this, I don't really know what you're talking about. You don't have to send another donation through to let me... What are we... What animation? But that's good. Good that you finished your animation. Is it something I need to link or promote somewhere? Do you wanna? Is it something I need to do? Yarg. Winters, thank you for the content, especially the last game with the captain. Really enjoyed it. No, last Imperial, you need to burn the boat behind you, okay? Burn your boats. Always burn your boats. Moving forward. As Ragnar Lothbrok once said, don't look back. You're not going that way. Burn the boats. Mug Club members unite. Ah, dear. Yeah, the last game against the captain on Sunday was a good one. That one's beaten the algorithm. Hands up in the chat if anyone saw the recent battle report on Sunday where I got to kill lots of Eldar. And then I didn't use the completely dirty Necron list. It was a pretty dirty Necron list, but it wasn't a completely dirty Necron list. It was still pretty dirty, but not completely dirty. But I didn't mind going a little bit dirty because it's Eldar. We've got some hands up. Nice. Good evening, Sullivan. Nice to see you. It's a story about how Sol Garrow falls to chaos. What are we talking about? How much is it? I don't know. What do we finished watching it tonight? I don't like the Necrons. Everyone's got an army they don't like. Lots of hands up in the chat. That's nice. Far too many knife ears left alive at the end, though. I did a pretty good job. There were the tanks left and a few bikes zipping around, and that was about it. It was a really close game, and I really enjoyed killing most of the knife ears anyway. Everyone's got a faction they don't like. For me, it is not the aesthetics of the Craft World Eldar. I actually think the models themselves look rather pretty. Because Games Workshop make the best models in the world. I know they say it all the time, but they're not wrong. They are some lovely models. But the lore, who they are, what they stand for, what they all believe. I'm basically a Craft World Eldar-ist, if that's a thing. I don't like them. What faction do you not like? Let's see if we can get a consensus in the chat. Is there a particular faction? Everyone shout out, like Orcs, Imperial. Someone said Necrons. Shout out the factions. I want to see if there's one that stands out above the others. That'd be interesting to see. Is there one that rises to the top? Like a lump of poo that's got too much air in it and doesn't float to the bottom of the toilet. Sort of floats around the top of the toilet bowl. Tau, tau, straight away. Tau, tau. It's like shots being fired. Tau. Tau. Evening, Daniel Rigoni. Immediately jump in there and tell us, what army do you not like? Wolfie Wolf Wolf Boys, Votan, Evening, Admech, Tau, Eldar. The mug was me. Was it you, Chomo? Cheers for getting the mug. You are the 48th person to join the Mug Club tribe. Thank you. You walked in during the poo talk. The poo talk was an analogy about what faction you don't like. And it seems to me that most members of the 13th Fleet don't like Tau. Here's an interesting thing, because there's Tau, there's Eldar, there's Admech, there's Votan, but there's a lot of Tau. But what faction? You don't know. Okay. I'm a Necron player and opened up a new game style for me to try. Ryan Woolley. Yeah, I do like the Necron Codex. It's good. There's different ways of playing that codex. It feels, I mean, I'm a Necron player and I'm a Tyranid player, and I feel much more inclined. And both of those collections are around the same size, and I feel much more inclined to lean on the Necron way. There's more playability in the Necron Codex than there is in the Tyranid Codex Fight Me. All of them. I'm so ignorant of 40k. You're currently playing Tau right now. You see, a lot of people don't like the Tau, but here's the thing. The Tau is this'll alarm a lot of you. But the Tau is the largest collected Xenos faction that 40k does. Bear in mind, there's only 4 of them. There's all the pointy elves. Oh no, Votan as well. Kind of. There's 5 of them there. There's elves, Necrons, Tyranids, Orcs. They're the only Xenos ones, along with Votan, who don't really count. And Tau, they're the most collected ones. And I think that's because of their 8-year-olds like Gundam. I don't know. But they've always been quite popular. It's not orcs. It's not orcs. There are not more orc players in the orc collectors than there are Tau players. People like Tau. I don't know why. I have not got a problem with Tau. I like the aesthetic too, and I like the lore too. It's good. Upgraded. Siri Esco became a member tonight. Upgraded to tier 2. Jump in the Discord, mate. Say hello to everyone. It's good. Good fun in there. Nice community. Keep your eye out for the Badger King, though. He's a bit dodgy. More orcs. I've been a Tau main since 6th. See, Rum Diaries, he does Tau. Yeah, the Discord's level 2. So some people just want to give me like a little tip, a little taster, like a tier 1. Here we go. I like you. I like you. I like you. That's the tier 1. And then tier 2 is Discord for people who actually want to come join the community. And for £1 more, you become tier 3, and then you get an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday. Seeing as you've gone from tier 1 to tier 2, you might as well upgrade it to tier 3 for £1 more and get an extra battle report. I like Tau too, but them being more popular than Orcs is shocking. It is true, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. All the statistics don't lie. And another thing is, when I put up, I found that as well, and I thought it was shocking. I was shocked. I wasn't as shocked as that time when I walked in and saw my grandma naked, but it was a long time ago. I was shocked when I found that out, and then through years of posting battle reports on the internet to watch the little spike, the spikes that come along, the Tau players crawling out of the woodwork like landed fish to watch their Tau battle report videos. Those guys, there's loads of them out there, hundreds of them, thousands. Grey Knights are my main army. Grey Knights are gonna get good when that new codex comes out. I heard Winters invites you to his for dinner at tier 5 chat. Bear that in mind. The last Sentinel, the last Imperial. This is a Come on now. I'm not inviting people to dinner if they join tier 5. There isn't a tier 5. Johnny Rocks, I started a Tau army when they released because of the Kroot. You've got Kroot coming. Have you seen all the Kroot coming? They look nice. A lot of the people were upset when the Tau originally came out because they thought Kroot were coming in instead. But then the Tau, there was a whole thing at the time when there was Tau and Kroot, and then the Necrons. There was, like when Games Workshop does stuff, and the whole of the internet goes, that happens. And it can be something small, it can be something large, it can be something that we all want to go at Games Workshop for. Well, they've been doing that for a long time, and when the Tau came out, oh my, the fledgling internet as it existed back then exploded. They did not like the Tau, and it's taken them a very long time to shrug off that mantle. Now I think the Tau are accepted. They were a bit too shiny and not enough grimdark in the grimdark, and they were a bit too Gundam. There was lots of reasons why people didn't like Tau at the start, but I think people have finally come round to them. I think they finally have. Except for all of you earlier on that said you hate Tau. Apart from you, people have finally come round. Tier 6 is not breakfast. Oh dear. You never liked the orcs? You see, there is an argument for them to... Orcs aren't that grimdark, are they? Like, even the Tower getting pretty grimdark now with the 5th sphere of expansion all going a bit nutty. Even the Necrons, they're getting... Well, I mean, they've always been a bit grim in the dark, but they've got a whole civil war going on now between the Silent King and the Saratech dynasty and the Stormlord. They've got all that going on, but orcs, I mean, fantasy. They're not that grimdark, and they're not really written grimdark. They're sometimes written as grimdark, and when they're written as grimdark, then they're grimdark. But most of the time, they're not really written as grimdark. They're just written as orcs. Is there room for orcs in Warhammer 40k? Or should we all stop playing orcs and stop buying orc models and just ban orcs? Is that a thing that we should do? And now I'm not saying it's the thing that I want to do, because I like orcs. But it's a thing that we should do. Promise me you'll play Chaos Gate Demon Hunters on the PC. I believe it's just been released for dirty console players. Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. Animatrix. Chaos Gate. Why? Why should I play Chaos Gate Demon Hunters? And what sort of game is it? Is it turn-based? I think it's turn-based. It's got to be... See, I am very particular with my video games. They must only be awesome. Orcs make 40k. New Swampy Orcs. Look mean as AF. Tyranids annoyed me. Doesn't feel grim dark. You don't think Tyranids are grim dark? You want to read a book or two with Tyranids in it. I recommend Uriel Ventrius Book 2. To be clear, I know nothing. Pretty much all of my understanding comes from the games I've watched on your channel. And most of these I've watched while drunk. Oh dear, I'm very, very sorry. Well, no, I'm pleased that you're watching it while, yeah, but I'm sorry that your levels, yeah, you don't want to take your knowledge from me about anything. Grey Knights, where orcs are such a fun aspect. Have you tried Helldivers 2 Winters? No, because Helldivers 2 is only available on PC and on PlayStation. It's not on Xbox yet. And I do have, this is a laptop here. This is my gaming monitor. And the laptop I do all the editing on, my techno ability comes, and I'm not going to start playing games on my laptop. This laptop, under there is the Xbox One attached to the monitor, which is a gaming monitor. So I can see what's happening on your screen there, and I can see what's happening on YouTube there. And setting all this up was a nightmare, but I'm very aware of Helldivers 2. I've been watching a bit of Jack Franks, Will from Work, Stoddy, and people like that. Play it. It looks very... One of my little secrets, one of my little things, as well as watching YouTube, as well as watching 40k content on YouTube, I do like watching a bit of gaming content. I might not play as many games as I used to because my response time isn't the same as a 12-year-old having 3 cans of Monster and taking 2 Adderalls. I'm not at that level to compete on Call of Duty these days. So one of my little things is watching the games that I used to love and the new games that are coming out on YouTube. Late at night before going to bed, I'll check out some things. A bit of Jack Frags, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Turn-based. Chaos Gate Demon Hunters is turn-based. I'll have a look at some of it on YouTube first. Which phone do I use for recording bat reps? This is a Galaxy S. And when she got me the new Galaxy S, the mic on this and the camera on this is better, and the mic on this is so good that I do this with the cat. I try and move with like that, but the mic picks up some of the on it when it gets too close to my mouth. So rocking the merch, by the way. So that's the phone that I do with all the phone things. But the phone that she got to replace it is the old Galaxy S something. That's the phone that I used. And I think it's an S8 or 9, I think. The problem is this phone is so old now that like I can record a whole battle report or two on one battery without plugging this one in. I know if it was an iPhone, it'd last about 2 seconds and die. But because we can send a man to the moon with less calculating power on a computer that it takes to run a calculator back in the 60s. But iPhone can't invent a phone with a battery that lasts longer than a warm meal. Because, you know, iPhone. Let's make a phone that costs £10 to produce in China and put the suicide nets out and sell it to the rest of the world for 500 quid. No, don't go with iPhone. They're completely evil. Go with another evil company, Samsung. They're completely evil too. All companies are very evil. I think that's what you're supposed to say anyway, something like that. Anyway, so I film with this one, but because this one is now really old and it doesn't pick up the micro, it doesn't do the thing, I've got to plug it in about 5 times to put some juice in it while I'm filming a battle report. So occasionally this one breaks halfway through because I didn't plug it in, and then I film half of it on this one, half of it on this one, but on the same resolution. And sometimes you can hear that on the when I'm doing a battle, and sometimes you might not be able to hear it, or you guys might not pick it up at all, but I definitely pick it up when I'm sitting here with the earphones in, editing the thing. I pick it up and it annoys the shit out of me. So I still use my old phone. Does that answer your question? It's a Galaxy S8 or 9 or 10. Do you really... Look, 1 minute. Cat? She is in the shower. Your camera work is preferable. What does that mean? I'm similar, like my 20 years younger than you, so it's not reaction thing about play less games because I spend too much time building and painting and writing stuff. He said, no, I'm back. I am back. Where are we? What are we talking about? Anyway, yes. Have I done the intros yet? I think I've done the Hi, welcome to this Talky Tuesday with me, your host, Winters SEO. I want to thank everyone for stopping by this evening, and everyone who's in the VOD club who watches this, the VOD squad who watches this after the live stream. If you're in the VOD squad watching this after the live stream, I don't understand why people do that, but people do that because this is interactive. But thank you for watching it afterwards. I appreciate you. And let me know in the comment section below if you're in the VOD squad, because there's quite a lot of you out there as well. It's weird, but I love it. I love it. I love my community. And the Mug Club community and the members community and everything. Right, where were we? Introduction. Busy day today. I do need a Space Marine power pack. It would be good to plug the phone in to do the thing. I've said this story before, but for those of you that weren't here, she did buy me a camera once. A proper camera with all the buttons and things, and it could zoom. And it had buttons. And with the flip thing like that you see... most YouTubers film their stuff with like a £200 camera or £300 camera. There are some YouTubers out there that spend thousands of pounds on the really expensive stuff, which can slow motion film a skier flipping a flip through some snow, watching all the spray in each individual particulate of snow with the rainbow shining through it. And they have cameras like that to film at a table a meter away. There's some that have that. Most YouTubers use a £200, £300 thing. And she bought me one once, and I filmed a couple of battle reports with it, and I buggered up both of the battle reports by pressing too many buttons while I was trying to film. I need an on button, I need an off button, and I need settings to stay as settings are set without changing the settings every time I go into. That's all. I just need technology to work. Most technology doesn't work. Most technology is not very technological. Do you remember the days when you could put a game into a video console and then play it? Do you remember that? Where there was no updates, where it wasn't crashing, where also when you bought that game, it was a finished game that they didn't have to patch 10 times for the next 10 weeks. Do you remember that? You bought the game, you put it in the console, you pressed the on and it turned on and you started playing the game. Do you remember that? Technology these days seems to be going. They said as technology gets better, everything will get faster and everything would be easier, but they lied. Everything's getting slower and everything's getting harder to do. In my mind, if there's any technology out there where you need a manual to operate it, then it's not very good technology. It should just flow. It should be intuitive. Like, for example, a good example would be cars. You can easily put a 6-year-old in a car and they could drive it, no problem. You don't need a manual for that. They could drive it. I'm not saying they would be able to navigate the streets very well. They would probably crash into another car, kill a bunch of people. It would make the headlines. 6-year-olds drives through a shopping mall, lots of people die. But they could operate the car, particularly if it's an automatic. You know, they could turn the thing, jump on the accelerator, turn the steering wheel, and occasionally you could drive the car. I'm not saying you could do it well, but you could definitely drive it if you were 6 or even 3. I mean, if you turn the engine on, you could wedge a 3-year-old under the steering compartment, like wedge them under the steering wheel like that. That 3-year-old would be able to drive a car, particularly if it's an automatic. Good technology does not require a manual. Bad technology requires manuals and updates and people that you ring up to say this is broken and they just tell you to turn it off and on again. I mean, have I done the introduction? Where am I? Ah, dear. I think you had to put what? I need to rub some more oil on my tech. I do. You can't get enough oil. You should always rub a bit more oil on your tech. Have I done anything with my old world stuff yet? Not with my old world stuff yet, but sort of, yes. Sultan's painted a bunch of it and I've done some filming with it. And so I need to release some old world videos, battle report. I think I might have mentioned this in the last live stream or the live stream before that. It sat there on that thing. I need to edit one of the fantasy. Yes. Have you done intros yet? I'm not sure I've done intros. Have I done an intro yet? Hi stream. Welcome to this Talky Tuesday live stream. I hope you're doing well out there. This week, we've got a busy week this week. I hope you enjoyed the battle report on Sunday. We had hands in the chat earlier. Eldar versus Necrons. That was a good one. Tomorrow, we've got a battle report for Winter's it's Winter's Wednesday, so Winter's Wednesday video comes out. And that is the second part, or the third part, of the 13th Space Marine chapter on the planet Monthax, fighting the Emperor's Children. I think it's part 2. That's coming out tomorrow. Narrative 1. Very excited for that one. The Sunday one, I don't know what I'm releasing on the Sunday. I think it's another 40k one. But this week I'm actually quite busy because I've played today. There's some weeks that go by where I don't play and some weeks that go by where I play a lot. So it's going to be a hard week at work this week. I played today. I'm playing the 40k Returner on Thursday, playing Scallion on Saturday and Swamp Song on Sunday. So 4 games of Warhammer 40k this week. It's a hard life. It's very exciting. More heresy, please. There is a heresy battle report that I need to edit. There's a 5,000 point one that's in there, which I haven't edited yet. And then next week, so this week, 4 games of 40k I'm playing. Next week, I am playing 2 games of heresy. There's always heresy content coming as well. Simply Andy from Simply Warhammer. Check out Simply Warhammer YouTube channel. That guy. And then March of War. James from March of War come down on Wednesday. But Sam might be playing him here. It might be Sam I don't know. Bye, Adam San. 10k or 500 points. Any heresy will do. Heresy is good fun. I have to say that one of the reasons why I'm enjoying 40k so much at the moment is because I'm playing heresy a lot too. If I was just doing 40k, 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 I think it could get a bit repetitive. 40k, 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 40k. So by doing some heresy in there, it helps that side too, you know. By playing both games, it keeps both more fresher. 2 weeks, 4-hour heresy game. Very excited. Love getting mortals on the board. Rum Diaries. Am I fighting you? Rum 30k, 6th of March. I am fighting you. What are you bringing, Rum Diaries? Because I don't know if I'm going to be bringing the Iron Hands for the first time next week. Because I've got over 2,000 points of Iron Hands painted now. And I haven't shown anyone any pictures. Have you ever seen a Loyalist Lunar Wolves army? I've never seen another Loyalist Lunar Wolves army, just Sons of Horus. Well, you can paint them however you want to. It's Horus Heresy. In the books for the Heresy, there are rules for bringing Loyalist HQs and Traitor HQs for everyone, except for the Alpha Legion. It doesn't say. You just bring Alpha Legion. So you can bring Loyalist HQs, and then there's the Rights of War for some of the some are traitorish, some are heretical-ish, some say only for traitors, so you can run them however you want to. I would prefer to run my Sons of Horus when I run the Sons of Horus as only Loyalists, but I'm going to have to run them every now and then as traitors. And Den of Imagination, the best painting studio in the Sol system, sent me pictures of the Sons of Horus. I'm getting some more Sons of Horus done, and they're nearly finished with the next chunk to add to my Sons of Horus, so I can play more Sons of Horus on the channel. And I've got Garviel Loken and Abaddon coming, which means playing some of the Sons of Horus as the Sons of Luna, which are a chapter of the Lunar Wolves Loyalists. And I got the pads for them and everything. So that's my Sons of Horus army are set up like the Sons of Luna. And then Abaddon, obviously, with the other ones. You have 3k painted. Just want to see some on the channel. Discord, make it happen. Good evening, Just Craig. Loken, what a legend. Hi, Just Craig. Yes, Just Craig is also a 30k Horus Heresy player. I'm playing him on the 15th of March. Just Craig, I've managed to smash out quite a few Iron Hands. I've got over 2,000 points paid in Iron Hands now. I know, in a month. He's fast. That's what she said. And with a bit of Admech love in there, I can easily run an Iron Hands army. But I'm loving your Ultramarines, and I know you're bringing something in particular for the thing. So we will... but I don't know what the particular thing is. And you need to practice for the tournament that's coming up. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, thank you for your donation. Any chance of you making a 30k Sol Garrow? No. Because I appreciate your donation. Of course I do. And I appreciate the question. It's nice. But have you listened to any of the story times I've done, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor? Because if you've listened to any of the story times I've done, then you'll know that Sol Garrow is a survivor of Isman 3 and became a knight errant. I'm spoiling it now for anyone else who hasn't listened to the story times for the 13th. So he, apart from Honest Van 3, I can't really field him anywhere. Mind you, that means I could field him as a thing. Have you read it? Have you listened to it? It means I could field him. I could. I should. The thing is, he had a different name then, And if I said, hey, this is Trevor, and he's the praetor of this Sons of Lunar Force, and he's leading this here, there, and everywhere, I can't exactly... yes, I listened to them a few times. He's an errant. But your force was based... yes, I know, it is possible. But he obviously wasn't called Sol Garrow back then. It was like Sol Garrow. It's the exclamation from the person on the last spear who picked him up from the face of the sea, Grand Cruiser, when they got it. That's not his name. He doesn't want to give out his name, and running around, and it gives me something to think about. You're not the first person to ask, so you can see I'm conflicted here, because I'm thinking like, it would be cool. It would be so cool if Sol Garrow had a Horus Heresy model, and even if I just knew, like, that guy there, that one with the thing, that one's Sol Garrow, and his name's Trevor. It's not Trevor, but it would be so cool. I'm going to need more poking on that, though, because the Sons of Horus that I've got are painted by Den of Imagination, which means me build and sending it off and then getting it back, and I feel like it's something that I would want to do myself. No relation to Nathaniel Garrow. No, if you listen to the story Time, you'll see he was sent from the Sol system by Garrow, and there's a thing that he says to this guy, Space Marine, unknown Space Marine talking to a human. The Space Marine says some things like Malkador, Heresy, Sol, Garrow, McCrag, and the guy's like stun-locked by Malkador and says Sol, Garrow, like a question, and that stuck, and that is the end of the short story The Face of the Sea, which you can listen to if you go to the Story Time playlist. And I did a video where I put them all together in order on one video, and it's like 2 hours long, but you can listen to it in segments if you want to. And that's where he gets his name from. He's not a relation to Nathaniel Garrow. Is he secretly a word bearer? No, Stranger Come Knocking's hobbies. No, he's not a word bearer. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate you. More Orc Batrets soon. I filmed an Orc Battle Report today, which will come out on Sunday or next Sunday. It'll come out. And it is 3,000 points of big, stompy orcs with some Gretchen for lunch. The Gretchen and the Runt Herder is 11 models. And then all the big, stompy stuff is like 9 other models, and that's about it. Against the Knights of the Penitent Forge. And it came down to the last turn. It was very close. I literally filmed that one today, so that's coming due. The last Imperial, Erebus wasn't right. He wasn't, was he? He's a bad guy. He's a baddie. He's definitely one of the baddies. And I'm quite pleased that he's in their heresy, because you need bad guys that people really, really hate. And Erebus is the most hated man in the Horus heresy. So it's good that there's that level of arse hattery going on in the heresy. But the bit with Loken at the end of the... spoiler talk. We're not talking about it anymore. Unbridled Carnage plus the what? You do like orcs, don't you, Steve? He likes his orcs. He likes his orcs. So what were we talking about? Busy week. He's a champion for truth. Erebus is the champion of truth. That's the problem with demonic truth. It's only a version of the truth. It's not, I mean, it is the truth. They show Horus the truth in the Davenite temple of the future, of all these statues of the emperor. They show him the truth. But it's a version of the truth. It's a portion of the truth. It's never the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, is it? And that's Erebus's kind of truth. It's a bit truth, but if you want more truth, you have to subscribe, and it will cost you £1,000 a month every month to subscribe to Erebus's kind of truth. And before you know it, you're living naked behind a trash can at Lidl's in Coventry, covered in things and worshipping the chaos gods. That's Erebus's kind of truth. It's only a portion of the truth. Abaddon is the one you really hate and a better character. By the end of the Solar War, though, they do a lot with Abaddon to really build. Abaddon's got some real depth by the end of the Heresy, and I appreciate that. Even Abaddon hates him. Yeah. There's no tier 6. Erebus is definitely from Coventry. There is no tier 6. There is no tier 5. It caps out at tier 4. There are no tiers in which people come around and have tea and cucumber sandwiches with me. So that would be lovely. Particularly if they brought their own tea and cucumber sandwiches so I didn't have to make anything. He's definitely from Coventry. Erebus is from Coventry. I think that, yeah, he is. It literally, in his lore, he's from the portion of the Old Terror. And if you stuck a pin in the map in Old Terror, you would land in Coventry. That's where Erebus is from. Explains everything, really, doesn't it? Tier Alpha. What about Tier Omega? So, busy week. Busy week of hard work. Playing again on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Doesn't leave much time for editing this week. Doesn't need much time for doing other life things. And doesn't leave much time for painting other things. But I have been smashing out the Iron Hands, which I'm really looking forward to showing you guys at some point. But I want to do the video with the Raven Guard in it yet. But I still haven't started finishing off the Raven Guard Assault, guys. So I need to do the Raven Guard. What it is I'm getting sucked down an Iron Hand hole rather than finishing off the Raven Guard. What I need to do is finish off the Raven Guard first, do the tutorial, and then switch to the Iron Hands. Do that and stop getting sucked down holes. You don't want to get sucked down any holes before you've finished the bit so that. And then the other thing is, I got into a debate the other day about Artificer armor saves for Horus Heresy, and I want to make that's a whole thing. I'm going to do that. Anyway, it doesn't leave much time for thinking, for editing, for just playing this week. Hard at work. Woe is me. I'm going to have such a good week. So that's what's happening this week. The other thing, I should let you know, is my wife is going back to Poland next week from Monday to Friday. I've got to drop her off at the airport. Got to pick her up on Friday. Normally we go to Poland 3 or 4 times a year, every year. She's rarely been out there without me because I love it out there. I can't speak a word of Polish, so I can't talk to the mother-in-law. So we get on like a house on fire. The food is fantastic. We go away and see some castles and dungeons and explosions and things like that. There's a firing range down at the bottom of the town where I get to fire AK-47s. It's awesome. But I'm not going this time because I've booked in lots of things. So she's going on her own. Which means for the first time in a while, I'll be alone in the house for a whole week, dressed in nothing but my pants, stumbling around, eating takeout, getting up late, going to bed late. Next week is going to be awesome. It's going to be like a mini holiday. And I only have to put my clothes on for 2 days for when I'm playing Simply Warhammer Andy and March of War on the Tuesday and the Wednesday. Apart from that, we're talking about, we're going to go back to the teenage years. It's going to be awful in here for a week. I'll need to air it out before they turn up, basically. It's tier 8. Tier 8, that's what tier 8 is. Tier 8 is coming around and playing Naked Twister smothered in raspberry jam with me. That's tier 8. If anyone's up for it, tier 8 membership coming soon. Wearing nothing but your pants. That's an improvement over usual. Oh dear. Don't even bother getting dressed. You've got to put some clothing on somewhere, otherwise there could be chafing. Also, I live with a pussy and he is prone to scratching. He likes a good scratch, so you've got to put something on somewhere or you could bleed. Take my money. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then tier 8. Once a week you get to play Naked Twister smothered in raspberry jam or another condiment of your choice with Winter's SEO. Take my money. Yeah, we could start I was thinking, I mean, if you're that keen, I haven't had a bath in about 8 years. I shower. 1 minute, that came out wrong. I shower all the time. We shower. Sometimes I even shower twice. It depends how sweaty I get. But I haven't had a bath in about 8 years. I was thinking about having a bath and selling some bath water. Anyone want some bath water? Anyone? Official winter's Actually, no, I had a bath. I tell a lie. I had a bath a couple of years ago. I haven't had a bath for about 2 years. Because I remember scooping out some of that bath water to give away as a raffle prize for the Wild West 2. So someone's got some bath water. I think it's Kev the Cook, who's also in the Winters SEO Discord community. He won that. No one want bath water. No Lord Winters entered the chat. How about fart in a jar? I was on the internet the other day, and it's amazing what people out there will sell. Farts, bath water, pubic hairs. It's crazy. In this economy, I know. I'm bringing it back. I got it from Will from work. I'm sorry, I stole it from him. He was saying it all the time on one of his live streams. In this economy, it was funny. I thought it was funny. Toenails. Exactly, toenails. There was a time when I was really young. Did anyone else who used to bite their toenails? You know, like bite their toenails? Am I the only one, or was there anyone else out there that A, used to bite their toenails, or B, still bites their toenails? Because I was a big toenail biter back in the day. Yes, we have a toenail biter. I can't get my foot that close to my gob anymore. There's no more toenail biting. Can't reach now, I know. But back when you could get your teeth in there and like, get your toenails, Yes, we've got 2 toenail biters. Fat and inflexible. I know, right? There's something about the human body. Have you noticed? Here's a bit of deep philosophy. When could you reach your toes? I could reach my toes. What do you mean? When I was like 5 or 6, I could reach my toes. It was a last millennia ago. Real challenge is to bite off other people's. Here's some deep philosophy. You ready for this? I believe that the human body is designed to leave bits of itself around in the world. Like a dog scenting things. Because every time we leave a bit of ourselves somewhere, we get this little pleasure stimulus. So like when you obviously go to the ablutions and leave something of yourself, you feel a bit better because you might, toenails, haircuts, go to the barbers. You come out of the barbers. I feel fantastic. Even when you feel really sick, if you're like, bleh, after you're done, you feel a little bit better. Maybe that's the aliens that live inside of us, the little men in our brain controlling all the levers and stuff like that, and all the aliens that maybe it's them. They're trying to get out and trying to infest other people, and that's why like taking your cutting your toenails, or shedding. The aliens are trying to get out and spread and everywhere and take over the world. Yeah. What are your favourite loose ends from the Horus Heresy? I know what happens to the 70. I need to know what happens to the 70. Everybody dies. Favourite loose ends? That's a bit of a... I mean, if you have a loose end, can it be a favourite? Sevatar. I want to find out what happened to Sevatar. Gulliman. Bit of Gulliman would be nice. At the end of the death. That would be nice. Oh, one that springs to mind is the Void Dragon below Mars in Mechanicum. Forget her name. Her. The Watcher of the Dragon. Her. For 10,000 years she will wait and watch. What happens after the 10,000 years? The Kanban machine, the Knights of House Tyrannus. That one. That's very interesting. That's a nice loose end. Yeah. Which tier is Winter's full body evacuation? Full body evacuation. Full metal jacket. The Painted Count. Yeah. Have I done the introduction yet? So we've got the Mug Club membership stickers are now available. Thank you for Mick the Machine for making me make them. And when I say you made me make them, I made her make them. So she made them. They're now available. Cheers to everyone in the Mug Club. Cheers to everyone who joined me in the chat this evening. This is your 5-minute warning. I've been banging on for about over an hour now. So if you've got any more questions, any more suggestions, any more teasers, any more tickles, throw them at me. But talking about showers, I could do with one. But thank you for joining me again on this Talky Tuesday. Next Winter's Wednesday is 40k narrative thing. And then, yes. Can you buy the stickers without a mug? Yes. That's kind of cheating. Like Mug Club member, but no mug, just a sticker. But you can if you want to. Yes. Someone asked as well to have like this is the way the world ends on the inside of a bowl. So when you finish eating and maybe they're in the chat or maybe they're watching this as part of the VOD squad later, that when you get to the bottom of the bowl, you can see it. But we couldn't work out, she couldn't work out how to know is the answer to that question. John Grammaticus, screw on me, I'd be curious about him. Exactly. I'd like to see John Grammaticus turn up in future books, maybe in Eisenhorn versus Ravana, some of those books. It'd be interesting to see him in 40k because he's moving through time and space. He could be anywhen now. Give the chat a like and buy a mug. Thank you, brother Ralphius. If you could like the stream, that'd be lovely. But yeah, I've got a good week lined up. Lots of hobby lined up this week. Lots of lazing around naked next week. Is going to be exciting with a couple of games of Horus Heresy squeezed in there. I'm looking forward to that. Smashing out the Iron Hands. I'm repeating myself. So I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all the love and support and the likes and the comments and the shares and the subscribes. And thank you in particular. Stuart, I was going. This is literally the wrap up. You jumped in and gone morning all. I was wrapping. And that morning to you, Stuart. You must be like America. Yeah, you timed it perfectly again. Stuart, where are you in the world? We're going to pause. This is a 2-minute warning for Stuart. Stuart, you got two minutes. Warhammer World is doing a big time show in March. Is it? Warhammer World, they're always doing big time things. What is it in March this time? Is it 11th edition? New Zealand. You're in New Zealand. Bye, Just Craig. New Zealand. Just Craig. Stuart. Or anyone else watching this out there. This normally starts sometime around 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. So Sheep got him up. Yeah. So Stuart, you need to jump in whatever time it is in New Zealand, like midnight or something. You need to jump in an hour earlier. So if it's 7 p.m. when I start and it's morning for you, you're in tomorrow, aren't you? You're literally in tomorrow right now. Whereas you've time traveled because you're earlier. So if it's evening now, then the sun's gone round that way. Or we've gone round. Is it earlier? Stuart, I will give you, here's the parting wisdom for the day. Are you forward in time or back in time? That's the question. It's 9 a.m. I had to walk the dog first, lol. Okay, so 8 a.m. Stuart's in the future. Is he in the future? Time to go back to the future, Marty. Stuart's in the future. Yeah, because the sun comes there sooner, right? There's no tier 10, the last Imperial. But I will do a live stream in your time zone for a big enough donation. I'll definitely do that. I will. If there's a super duper donation and you say, hey, do 10 a.m. New Zealand time or this thing, that, and, then I'll do one. I'll just do one for the New Zealand crowd. It'll be fun. Tier 13. Warhammer World's anniversary in March. Supposed to be some new release previews. Thank you for being a member for 18 months. I appreciate you. That's a long time. Children are basically walking and being terrorists by the time they're 18 months into the world. So that's a long time. Yeah. Thank you. And it's Warhammer World's anniversary. Nice. Cool. Okay. The old world release was the last big thing they did at Warhammer World, and there were queues going around the block. It was exciting. So it's Wednesday morning there in New Zealand. Everyone, it's Wednesday in New Zealand, whereas it's Tuesday in the rest of the world. Stuart is officially in the future. Stuart, as you're in the future, do the lottery. Do like the Euro Millions or something. Do a European lottery. You're going to win because you've already seen what the results are. So pick the right numbers, and then you can make a large super chat donation to tell me to do one of these in your time stream when you're up and about, which correlates with your thing. You see, you're going to Warhammer World in April and you can't wait. You're coming from New Zealand to go to Warhammer World. It's a long way to go to Warhammer World, and Warhammer World is glorious, and everyone should visit it once in a lifetime. But I mean, it's a really, really big Games Workshop. That's what it is. It's got a pub in it. It's got the gallery in it. It's got tables in it. I wouldn't come to New Zealand to go to Warhammer World. I would instead come from New Zealand to go to Warhammer World and to Warwickshire Castle and Chepstow Castle. Then you've got to go around London a little bit as well, because London's fun. Go see a few things in London. Don't go to Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Swindon, Exeter, mainly north, something south. But you could go to Salisbury is quite nice. Stonehenge is quite near. So Stonehenge and Salisbury, that's a day out. Do Chepstow Castle, that's lovely. And Chepstow's a lovely place as well. Plus there's a monastery just about 10 miles north of that. It's all tumbled down and there's some nice walks around there. Don't visit Norwich. You have to see family as well. Don't see the family. Do a couple of days in London. London's nice, plenty to do and see. Go to Alton Towers. Alton Towers is fun. You'll like Alton Towers. I would also recommend North Wales. It's beautiful there. Walking around a few things. And Welsh people are lovely. You just can't take them home with you. And the food in North Wales is really good as well. So I'd go to North Wales. Stay away from the Lake District. It hasn't got as many Welsh people in it, so they're not as lovely. What else would I see in the UK if I was coming all the way here from another? I think that's probably it. There's probably a few other things that people want to see, like Stratford-on-Avon. Don't go there. Well, I mean, if you are coming from New Zealand to the UK, what should Stuart see? Don't visit Swindon. Don't go to the... No, you'll get stabbed. You hear there's a cracking owl sanctuary next to Norwich. Okay, go to Norwich, find the owl sanctuary. But Stuart... He's coming all the way from New Zealand, people. Apart from Chepstow, Salisbury, Stonehenge, London for a couple of days, Alton Towers and Warhammer World, what else should he see? Element Games. No. I mean, it's nice. It's big. But it's in Manchester. You want to stay away from that place. You just don't go there. You lose brain cells every time you go to Manchester, okay? It's like Swindon. You lose a couple of years of your life because you're breathing in all the fentanyl and crack and bullet smoke and Promethean that is in the air around here, and just the level of sludge. So you lose years. But in Manchester, if you go there, you'll lose brain cells. You will leave it literally 10 IQ lower. Portsmouth, don't go to Portsmouth. Lizard Point is lovely, but it's just some big rocks in the sea. I like Lizard Point. Down there is good. Cornwall is quite nice. But what else in Cornwall is there actually to see apart from the Eden Project? Lizard. You don't want to go to Land's End. Just a couple of the villages and things. Penzance and Mousehold is quite nice. St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall is worth a shout. That is worth a shout. Portsmouth, no, you'll get an STD. Bognor, definitely not. Last time I was in Portsmouth, I walked past a pub and a naked man fell out of it. It was at 2 p.m. Exactly, Portsmouth. My older sister, she used to work in a hospital in Portsmouth, and like 40% of all the medical cases there were like STDs. They were all, it was, yeah, Portsmouth. Snowdonia National Park. I said that. I said North Wales. Definitely go to North Wales. I'm originally from Billingdon in the northeast. Everything else is an upgrade. Exactly. Hadrian's Wall. Hadrian's Wall is good. You can literally see some of the... Hadrian's Wall is a good shout. Carlisle Cathedral. That's a good shout. Dover Castle. That's a good shout. York is a good shout. All of yours, John Battle, are good apart from the Lake District. Lake District, North Wales, Snowdonia. I'd pick Snowdonia. Minute, no. Tank Museum, no. I mean, it's good. The Tank Museum's good. The Imperial War Museum, I said London. Go check out the Imperial War Museum, particularly the Victoria Cross exhibition in there. Imperial War Museum, awesome. I mean, 40Kers, we like war. Go to the War Museum. There you go. So, yeah, Stuart Field's best travel channel on the internet. You want to go to Warhammer World, London for 2 days, Carlisle Cathedral, York, Snowdonia, St. Michael's Mount. You can record this and play it back. And then Salisbury for an afternoon because Stonehenge is nearby and you can get a nice cream tea in Salisbury. And the cathedral there is quite nice as well. Carnal National Park is better than North Wales. Yes, but that's Scotland and we don't talk about Scotland. We just don't. We don't. Why would we talk about Scotland? Royal Armouries Museum in Leeds, but it's in Leeds. You know what I mean? I refer you to the thing I said that Manchester, the thing I said about Manchester earlier. You'll lose brain cells. It's Leeds. Looking forward to the Royal Armouries Museum in Leeds. I know, look, Stuart, don't go to Leeds. Don't go to the Royal Armouries Museum. Go to the Imperial War Museum in London instead. Stay away from the Royal Armouries. It's Leeds. You might die. Okay? Edinburgh. No, we're not talking about Scotland. We don't talk about Scotland. I think we're actually legally not allowed to talk about Scotland on YouTube. I think there is a law on that. I can't remember what it's called. The Don't Talk About Scotland on YouTube law. But I'll try and remember what it is next week. Or maybe some Scotland people will come into the chat next week and tell me what it is. Or in fact, tell me why I should start talking about Scotland. There are few places in the world that I would consider lower tier than Swindon. I'm not saying Scotland is one of them, because they've got lovely highlands, the Mull of Kintyre, all that lovely area. And Edinburgh, I mean, as a city, in the middle bit anyway, just those few streets where you're not going to get shot. Lovely. But the rest of Scotland, I'm so conflicted. It's like Two-Face, isn't it? There's the nice side, and then there is the burn victim side. I think that's a good way to wrap up by insulting an entire nation. Bear in mind that I put Swindon below it. Bear in mind, because this place is a shithole. Yeah, single malt whiskey. Damn it. But what about the graffiti of New York? Well, America. Anyway, I love you all. My brain is gone. I need to shower. I am stinking here. And then smother myself in raspberry jam and go play Naked Twister with my wife, which is available for Tier 8 channel members. Happy wargaming.